We're live with Tashina G, our certified health and wellness coach, one of our greatest members at the Pontiac Regional Chamber. Thanks for being with me today. I know it's a Friday and it's end of the week. So tell us how long your week has been and what you're celebrating this week.
So the week was very long, actually, lots of stuff, did a lot of education, and I'm celebrating first and foremost that a lot of people are jumping on board to get healthy. Like, they're understanding the necessity for holistic wellness, for not waiting until they have an emergency. So that's been good. And I got a little bit of relaxation today.
Awesome. That's awesome. So when you talk about education, what are you educating people on?
So we educate people on what is current and important. So like in January, we did a bunch of education on weight management, right? But right now, everybody is about immune system. So on my YouTube channel, I have videos on how to get more zinc and how to get more vitamin C and how to get more vitamin D. So everybody is concerned about their immune system. So everything that we're educating on during these weeks are making sure that people can have a healthy immune system so that they can lower their fear of everything that's going on right now.
So how does fear impact your immune system?
So I did do a video on that too. So fear, it lowers your immune system, right? You can actually manifest sickness. So that's one of the things that they've been stating. You need to limit your intake of the negative news, right? We have to stay informed, obviously, but instead of letting that news come to you, you should go to it. So I know me personally, I wake up in the morning, I go either on the CDC website or maybe check what the governor said if she spoke the day before, and that's it. I limit the other articles because definitely fear will weaken your immune system and make you more susceptible to disease.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell us a bit about your background as a certified health and wellness coach and how you got your start.
So honestly, I just started Googling my way to good health. So I got to the age where stuff starts happening to people, right? Your mid-30s. And then, you started having stuff, you started being a little bit too much overweight, getting high blood pressure, having all this stuff happen. And I had hormone issues. I always had allergies. I ended up being in 2 accidents. And so I had a lot of body pain from the 2 accidents that I was in. And I just kept going to doctors and getting more and more medication and got to the point where I was like, enough is enough. I wasn't doing all the things that I needed to do, for sure. I was eating Taco Bell and not getting enough sleep and not drinking enough water and not doing any exercise. So that's where I started. Food is medicine in the first line of defense. So I actually, in 2014, I walked the bridge without training at Mackinac when we were up north. And then I did a boot camp in October. And then I just started Googling and researching and trying to buy vitamins and supplements and herbs and tinctures to help with like my body pain and my hormones. And nothing seemed to be touching it. And then some friends introduced me to a direct sales company, and the quality of the products that they had and the education about toxic-free living and how having toxins would affect my hormones and cause autoimmune diseases accelerated my learning. So I jumped on board, started sharing that with other people, and then it's just from there increased my desire to educate myself. So I have a herbal wellness certification. I have a little small nutrition certification and a holistic wellness coach certification. And so again, what I do is set people up on a 90-day wellness plan. They start with a group of products that will help every system of their body. But again, when we have a scan that can tell them what deficiencies they have, and again, it's all about whole life wellness. So my scan can say, oh, you need these 2 supplements, and I know that they're omegas. Well, my first question is going to be, are you eating fish 3 to 5 times a week? Are you making sure you snack on tree nuts? If they're not doing that, well, you don't need to buy the supplement. You need to change your diet first. So it's all about holistic wellness and checking in with people Are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising? Doing all the things so that, again, in these periods, these times, we have less fear about what's coming because we've already set ourselves up for success when it comes to health.
Can you be healthy and not do everything perfectly?
Oh, absolutely. If anyone follows me, I am a great proponent of the 80-20 rule, right? Like,
So tell
we
us about
are
the 80-20 rule.
80% of it. So I don't have any sugar or chips or pot. I don't drink pop. I don't do any of that. I don't have any of that stuff in my house ever. But if you see me out networking, we're back in the real world, or even in some of these virtual networkings when it's Friday night, I will have a glass of wine. I will enjoy some cider. So on the weekends, I will treat myself to a dessert. But what's in my house is all organic food and cooking and what I eat. I minimize red meat. I minimize pork. But if once a month I decide I want some ribs, then I'm going to have some ribs. So I personally currently live by the 80-20 rule. As long as I exercise every day, I have good supplementation, and I eat 80% of the way that I need to, I will allow myself to splurge once in a while on the weekend a little bit.
All right, well, for those people who like to splurge in the opposite direction, what do you recommend? 2080.
Well, you have to set a plan, right? You got to set a clear plan. So most people can't throw all the toxins out of their house, and you're eating fast food and you don't drink, and you drink pop and you do all this stuff. Just make one goal for 21 days, then move to the next thing, then move to the next thing. And that's honestly part of what we do in our 90-day wellness plan that we set people up with. And accountability is huge too. That's the reason why people go to a gym, right? Like, you can get all the exercise you need by going outside. You can get some canned goods. You do not need to go to a gym, but paying for a gym membership creates accountability for some people. So having someone accountable with your goals is going to be a huge advantage as well.
Awesome. All right, so I'm just sharing this with people, so just give me a second.
No problem.
So tell us about your YouTube channel that you have and how long you've been running it, and what's the feedback been from the channel?
So I've gotten pretty good feedback. I mean, usually, so my business name is Vida Activa, which means the active life in Spanish. So what I try to provide is life hacks for busy professionals. I still have a day job. I'm an automotive professional. And in the past, when I was sick, I used my job when I was working 60 to 80 hours a week as an excuse to not do the things that I needed to do. When I started to change my behavior, I still was working 80 hours a week, sometimes 60 hours a week. So what I try to provide is 5 to 15-minute videos of quick and easy life hacks in simple, understandable ways for the people that don't have the time to get all the information about how am I going to get vitamin D. Well, they can go to my 8-minute video where I go over, here's all the foods you want, and here's like one supplement you can add into it. So the feedback is usually really good because people believe I explain things very simply and clearly. So right now I have over 600 videos on there, and 130 of which are in Spanish. So you can find things such as natural ways to reduce high blood pressure, natural ways to support arthritis, and just, again, in this season, how to get more zinc, how to get more vitamin C, how to get more vitamin D.
All right, so I totally forgot that you speak Spanish. So I am gonna make a request, and like it's kind of gonna be like, can you introduce yourself in Spanish so that people who might be in Spanish listening to this have an opportunity to hear from you and in Spanish?
Sí, soy Tashina González y mi compañía es Vida Activa, y como ya acabo de explicar, tengo casi 130 videos acerca de bienestar en mi canal de YouTube.
Awesome. And then, do you have Spanish customers?
I do. Yes.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. And do you have Caucasian customers?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Do you have
Yep.
African American customers?
Absolutely. Yep.
And do you have
The whole
Asian customers?
Just a couple, actually.
So you're multicultural.
Yes. Yep. Actually, so I actually have a pre-business consultation, like a wellness consultation with somebody in Australia that I met
Nice.
just through a natural hair Facebook after our networking event today.
Yo, why is natural hair coming back so hard? Like
Be-
hard. I mean, like straight up hard. Like
because a lot of people can't straighten their hair on their own, which means they go to the salon to do it, which means it's chemically straightened. And again, people are understanding toxins are contributing to these hormone issues. So
how long have you been doing straight hair? And shout outs to your sister, because you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so my sister, she's a beauty business consultant and an esthetician, and she has a book with do-it-yourself recipes for natural hair. She just took over a YouTube channel actually that
What's
has
the name
over
of the book?
Kinky Locks, and it's LOCS. And it is available in ebook form on Amazon right now. And yeah, she just took over a YouTube channel that has over 7,000 subscribers. So she does all types of natural hair videos. And in addition to that, again, she's a business beauty consultant. So for anyone, and honestly, it will work for fitness individuals too, but she does videos on making sure, like, for you to be attractive, you need to hit all 5 senses. So she can review your beauty business and say, where can we make some improvements so that your business is attracting your target market and is more attractive overall.
And is it a children's book, or is it what's the subtitle?
Hold on a second. I could probably find it right quick.
I just want everybody to see it.
Okay, kinky, because it'll come up probably. A quick and easy guide to manageable hair. That's what the subtitle is. Kinky Locks, and it's LOCS. A quick and easy guide to manageable hair.
So toxic-free living, I think some people forget the skin is an organ sometimes.
Right.
And very absorptive, right?
Yes. Yeah, so that is something that we teach on a regular basis. So as I, investigate these things, usually I try to concentrate on something per month. So I've done a whole series on natural ways to improve mood, natural ways to deal with different autoimmune diseases, natural ways to support hormones. And every single time I do that, there's some information on how you need to minimize toxins. And so like you said, your skin is your largest organ of your body, and anything that you put on it gets into your bloodstream within 26 seconds. So
say that again. How fast?
26 seconds.
26 seconds.
26 seconds.
How fast does bleach get in there?
26 seconds. Have you read the back of a bottle of bleach?
With no gloves on?
Have you read the back of the bottle of a bleach?
I'm just saying. We're talking about toxin-free living. We're talking about being well. We're talking about protecting the immune system.
Exactly.
26
seconds. So you should always have gloves, as well as a face mask if you don't have all your windows open, and goggles if you choose to clean with bleach.
Absolutely. 26 seconds. The lining in your nose is skin. Just to let you know. That's skin.
Yes, exactly.
That's
exactly.
So toxic-free living. And listen, I think we have to do a better job communicating that message across the board, across the country, across the world. There are alternatives to using bleach. And bleach has its place. Don't get me wrong, bleach has its place. Right. It's just not in my house, right?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's just not the place for it.
Yeah, so for me, as a person that suffered from lots of allergies and as a former asthmatic, I can't even use it. Like I can't use it whatsoever. And yes, there are definitely different alternatives. And then as we discussed earlier, and as you know, I'm in the automotive industry, and even in facilities management, whenever possible, when there's not a pandemic and crisis going on, we try to clean with green stuff as much as possible. And it's effective. We've done tests and it is effective when we use those.
What's the name of the author of the book?
My sister's book?
Yeah.
Dana Mott, M-O-T-T.
Just want to make sure we show people what that is. There it is.
Got it. So yeah, and that's part of what we do when we have classes. A lot of times we just have fun. So like on the 17th, we're having a virtual spa party, and we're talking and we're doing facials and masks, and people can ask about toxic-free skincare. Usually when we can actually associate, we have an actual spa party at a clubhouse, and you can come try toxic-free skincare and toxic-free makeup, because it really is a huge thing. Again, especially when you get into your 30s and you're like, I don't know why I have all this stuff going on. A lot of it is the bioaccumulation. So there's actually an amazing documentary that will give you an introduction to this, and it's called Stink with an exclamation point. It's free on Netflix, and it's only an hour. If you have not watched it, you should definitely watch it. It will explain the importance of toxic-free living and how you have to do your own research, because there's a lot of stuff in the industry that is marketed as green but may not be, and why it is that way. Like this person actually started talking to legislators and stuff like that. So it explains why it is that way.
Wow. So how's business been since the shelter in place for you?
It's been great. It's been amazing, because again, people understand that they should have been taking care of their health previously. And so now they're making sure that they do. And there's also just a phenomenon, like people who own businesses, sometimes when stuff like this happens, they're afraid, well, nobody's going to have any money, nobody's going to do things. But for women, actually, they are still going to allocate a certain amount of money for things that are slightly luxury but not that expensive. It's called the lipstick effect. So people are going to decide, okay, I'm going to treat myself, or this is important. They're still going to spend that money. So business has been great.
Awesome. And is this a great time for people to start a business? In the background, you see the book right here.
Yep, that's the book. Absolutely, 100%. Like if you have not been listening to like some of the people like Gary Vee and all these other people, these big businesses that thrive are made in times like this. If you go back and just Google 2008 and see how many businesses were born out of that, you will be dumbfounded. So this is the best time to build a business, because first of all, there's just online franchises that you can get in the form of network marketing that have a very low startup. And if you don't have the resources to start whatever you think your business is, this is the time for you to build up your skills. So like me, I recently got a lot more certifications, including a life coaching certification to help with emotional wellness. So even if you can't open your door like tomorrow, this is the time for you to get your skills together, because you could be the next Uber or Airbnb or one of these other things that came out of a crisis. This is actually the best time to start a business.
Awesome. And is the health field a good industry to go into?
Absolutely, because there's always going to be a need. And the statistics have shown that steadily individuals are spending more and more money in the area of holistic healthcare. Like it's becoming more normal for the average person to get a massage, try acupuncture, go to yoga class every single week, several times a week. Like those things that used to be considered Eastern and alternative are now a normal part of our wellness because we're seeing the benefits and understanding it. So getting into the health and wellness field is great.
Awesome. Awesome. And so how can people find you? How can people find out more about you, or connect with you on toxic-free living in their house or in their business? And as we open back up, you know, there are options. I think we haven't let you mention yet, but you can mention now around how do you create a more sterile environment or a environment that has been sanitized?
Yeah, so the best way to connect with me is through my Facebook business page, which is Vida Activa. So you can you can find me and send me a DM on my name, Tashina Gonzalez. And you can also find me on my YouTube channel for lots of information. And yes, we can definitely set up. So actually, I think I have it. Okay, I can grab it right quick, actually. So one of the things that's super important is good indoor air quality. And so making sure that all the indoor air quality is great by using non-toxic things like this. These are our business sizes that we have, and something like this that is actually going to purify your air. Businesses can be set up with that, and then as well as our very economical toxic-free cleaning that we have. And our Thieves spray actually was approved by the equivalent of the FDA in Singapore to help them. Obviously, they've gotten to this way before we did. So it's actually on their approved list. And the ingredients that we have in it, if you look up at the ingredients, like on PubMed and on the FDA website, you can deduce that it would be approved eventually here as well. So plant-based. The legend of thieves is based on, in the 15th century, when there was another plague, spice merchants that rubbed themselves with these herbs and robbed the dead and dying and didn't get the plague. And so they were brought in by the government and told, if you give us your recipe, we won't give you the death penalty. So they did. And that's the legend of thieves. It's been based on that. So if it survived another plague, why not use it now to stay healthy? Okay, I think I'm by myself now. We lost Dominique. So I don't know if I should stop the recording or... Okay, so we do have to, we're going to do our networking in a little bit. So I think I'm going to stop the recording here. And we will all chat with you guys later. Thank you guys. Bye.